Hello and welcome to Up South, and this is your one-stop destination for all the news that is making the buzz in the south of India. I'm Rohini Swami. Well, the soaring temperatures of summer is definitely catching. At the same time, the election fever definitely is catching people here in Tamil Nadu. And in terms of what we're seeing to the voters, no stone is being unturned, especially to woo the voters. We are seeing how a note is being given for a vote. And as of now, the Chief Electoral Officer has said that Tamil Nadu they have seized 92 crores, which is the biggest ever seizure they've ever seen in any elections in any state. And that is how the Election Commission now has decided they're going to up the number of flying squads in the state.
Well, looking at the seizure that has taken place till now, what is the score looking like?
We have seized so far 92 crores of cash and a lot of other materials, but the cash is 92 crores.
So this has been the biggest compared to any other state in the country that has ever gone to elections?
Yeah, I know the Tamil Nadu figures. So Tamil Nadu 2011 it was 35 crores, 2014 it was 25, so now we are in 90s.
So we're looking more than 6 times the kind of seizures that is there. Is it becoming almost an election commission's nightmare, especially with the kind of money that is being flowed and the kind of bribes that are being given to the voters?
It's one of the major challenge here that how to stop bribing, and that's why all our actions are towards stopping all these things.
So you have also increased the number of flying squads in the state specifically, but are you getting adequate inputs also about such kind of people who are trying to bribe the voters?
We have the whole system is automated, so the moment you can log in and just put a complaint or call someone and complain, that automatically SMS goes to the flying squad which is nearest to that place, and he goes and surrounds the place and calls IT department, income tax department to search the place if it is storage of cash. If it is distribution, he goes and stops and put an FIR. So yesterday we arrested 2 people who were trying to distribute cash.
For that note.
This time it is a note for a vote, and right now on your screens you can see the number flashing. We are inviting you to call us up and air your views. It's very clearly that we are also trying to reach out to you and ask you your opinion. Do you think that it is a note for a vote? Do call into our show and express your views. We're also seeing how the Election Commissioner has very clearly said that they are trying to crack down as much as possible. I'm also joined by Mr. R. Mani, who's a political analyst. Mr. Mani, thank you so much for joining us. We've seen how especially during the elections here, during the campaigning times, we have seen how the power of money has worked. But do you think, Mr. Mani, that this time especially it will lure the voters, because all political parties across the board are trying to actually buy the voters?
Yeah, the major 2 political parties are hell-bent upon distributing money, and I was told that in few constituencies the first round was already over. And this was known to everybody in the field actually. But one important thing to be noted this time is that Election Commission is equally gearing up its machinery, unlike the past 2 elections, and the Commission is fully gearing up itself to meet the challenge. But undoubtedly the Election Commission is failing an uphill task. That's the ground reality in Tamil Nadu.
Right, sir. We're now joined by caller Mr. Rajagopal from Mumbai. Sir, what do you think, especially in this time during the elections in Tamil Nadu? Do you think that the voters can be bribed and their votes can be bought?
No, sir. Buying the vote is totally illegal. Public money is being wasted, and it is actually bribing. It is totally illegal. Why can't they earn the vote by offering proper services? And these people will become lazy tomorrow. They may even
clean governance is what you're asking
become enemies of the public, So this bribing and purchasing votes is totally illegal. I am dead against this. I think the Election Commissioner should look into it and put all those people who are responsible for it behind bars. This is no way to run a democracy. I am really ashamed that these leaders are behaving in such pathetic and shamelessly, brazenly behaving in this.
Sir, Mr. Mani, if you just heard the caller speaking and just clearly saying that it's just not acceptable. But on the ground, the reality is very different. And you and I know when we go on the streets and we hear people saying, and you said that 2 rounds have already taken place, especially when it comes to bribing the voters. But on ground, it is a different story, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely, it's a different story. It's not the people, it's not only the people at the lower strata of society, even middle class people are demanding money. You know, what happened in the past 10 years in Tamil Nadu is something, nauseating to the core. People have been tamed to get money and no one has, has got any shame to accept money. They are demanding it as though it's their right. 3-4 years back in a by-election, people, staged a Rasta Roko demanding their pie of money. So this is the ground reality. So that's why I'm telling you the situation is very, very difficult in Tamil Nadu.
True. And also the fact that they have increased the number of flying squads. Now, as of today, we have around 1,400 flying squads. But tomorrow onwards, the Chief Election Commission has decided to increase it to 7,000, which has never ever been seen in the state of Tamil Nadu before, isn't it?
Yes, this shows the gravity of the situation. You are right. Increasing the flying squads to the level of over 7,000 clearly proves the fact that the situation is alarming in Tamil Nadu. That's why I'm telling you the election commission is doing everything under its command. But when political parties, especially two major political parties, are finding it out new methods and every day they are devising novel strategies to distribute money, what can the commission do? Unless the people cooperate to a large extent and unless the political parties also, ready to accept these sort of their legal, bindings, situation will not be easy for the election commission alone to control it. It's not only the job of the EC. Everyone has to cooperate. Yeah.
True. Mr. Mani, just hold your thought there. We are now joined by another caller, Mr. Subramaniam from Bengaluru. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on our show. Go ahead. What do you think about this entire thing that we're seeing, especially in the electoral process?
Yeah, hi. No, in fact, I've been closely following all that's been going on, through the media as far as the Tamil Nadu elections are concerned and all the racket that's going on behind that. In fact, I think this is going to spread like a wild cancer because being now in Bangalore and seeing what's happening, in fact, most of the people in the rural Karnataka are already talking about the kind of, you call it freebies or kind of money that's being doled out for these elections. So it's very worrying that this is happening, it's beginning to happen and beginning to happen in a public way. People are beginning to be brazen about it, talking aloud about it. And, they seem to be boasting about what they are doing. I think this is a very big malaise. It's going to spread and spread very heavily across, I hope.
So may I ask you a question?
Yeah,
May I ask you a question? As a voter yourself, do you think that such freebies that are being announced, be it any state, it's just not about Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Karnataka, be it any state, do you think that at the end of the day, when they go to cast their vote or exercise their franchise, it is this that is actually that works for or against a party?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, as an educated voter, it just doesn't matter to me because first of all, I as a person would never be accepting the freebie because, let me also grant that concession that I happen to be in a well-placed section, so I do not know what that freebie really means for me, but I wouldn't at any day buy it. But in fact, yesterday I was seeing this program of Rajdeep covering the Chennai election, where there was a guy who was drunk. He was pissed drunk in the market, and he was brazen about it, saying, we are going to drink. If you're going to dole out money like this, this is what you're going to see. The voter is brazen on the media. He's telling, yes, well, I'm going to drink. I hope you remember that I saw it last night on your channel when Rajdeep was covering that. So
it's an important point that you're raising, sir. This is talking about prohibition, especially when political parties are talking about prohibition. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. We are also now joined by Mr. Suman Raman, who's also a political analyst. Thank you so much for joining us. The point that is being raised by one of our callers about prohibition, sir. Do you think that the fact that now the election commission has said they're not only going to have a dry state for 2 days as a run-up to the elections, but also the states that are bordering Tamil Nadu and Kerala will also be sealed. What do you think about, especially not just the cash flow, but the alcohol flow?
No, I think this is, as far as shutting them down on the day of the poll and the previous day, that's a standard practice. It happens before every election, so I don't read too much into it. But obviously, the steps that they're taking to curb the flow of liquor from the neighboring states, because, all the states around Tamil Nadu, even though Kerala has got a partial prohibition kind of policy, all the states are effectively open states, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka.
Sir, but this time, sir, they are looking at actually sealing the borders also.
Yeah. See, this is something that has been spoken of, but this is not going to work. It's not going to be hugely causing an impact. I think cash is the more critical issue as far as the polling day related malpractice goes. It's not so much liquor as it is money, and I think that the public, sort of are going around asking for money now, and in many cases, and it's really sad to see this kind of a situation happen. So I think if the Election Commission can curb the use of money power, paying off the voters on the last 2-3 days, I think they would have done a great service.
Right. Right, sir. Just hold on to your thoughts. Now, we're joined by another caller, Ananya from Chennai. Now, Ananya, if I can ask you, you've been saying that you're a young voter. You'll also be one of those who will be exercising your franchise on the 16th of May. But the question is, what will be that decision that you'll be making? Is it based on the kind of freebies, or what is it that will attract you and towards the political party that you will be voting for?
See, it's definitely not freebies and gifts that are being offered by the political parties. As a first-time voter, I am mortified by the number of tricks that are being used by the political parties to lure voters. It's completely immoral and even unethical on so many levels. What we are looking for are not freebies or cash or gifts offered by these parties. What we are looking for is a government that's focused solely on development, a government that would promise employment opportunities and better education system for the youth. That's what we're looking for, and we are not going to be impressed by the freebies. We do not want scooters and mobiles.
Yes, thank you, Ananya. We have another caller, Mr. Baburao from Bengaluru now. Sir, what do you think of this entire process? Do you think that the voters can be bribed? Or obviously they are being bribed, but what is your impression about this, especially when you have at least the Election Commission seizing close to 92 crores?
Ma'am, thank you first for giving this opportunity. I think this culture has set in very deep rooted, and the Election Commission doing all this has become a farce. I think there is a total refitting that is required on the entire polling, because first we allow people with corrupted, dubious backgrounds to become leaders, and the leaders want to amass wealth, and parties allow that because they want to win election and continue to be in the power. So as long as this continues, the cycle continues, there is no escape from this, and it's a shame. It's a shame that instead of creating jobs and making people self-reliant, the entire Tamil Nadu has gone to dogs. I have no...
Thank you so much for airing your views with us, sir. Thank you so much. We are now joined by another caller, Mr. Raghuram from Kerala. Sir, your state is also going to elections, and we're seeing how each of them have their own flavor and their own fervor, especially for elections. What do you think, especially because the Election Commission has, even in Kerala, has never seen this kind of even seizures that they've seen in Kerala before. So what do you think, especially as a voter yourself, do you feel, we have had enough number of callers who are saying that they are absolutely mortified with the fact of seeing that people are being bribed. But end of the day, people do accept that money, don't they?
Yes, madam. It's true that this same situation is prevailing in Kerala too.
And but how do you go if you're looking for a change? If you're saying it should be a democratic process, how do you cast your vote?
So it is sort of it is vertical corruption cannot be tackled unless there is sanity among top leaders to be straightforward and
Right. Right, sir. We do remember that this call-in show is for you to air your views. The number that is flashing on the screens, do call us and tell us what you think, especially about the electoral process, and you think whether it's a note for vote. We are now joined by another caller, Ms. Shanti from Chennai. Ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah. Tell me your question, madam. Hello?
Ma'am, my question is very simple. You are in Tamil Nadu. My question is, do you think that a voter can be bribed? And this election, when we're seeing a neck-to-neck election this time, and it's just not about the AIDMK or the DMK, it's a multi-cornered contest that we're seeing. What do you think will be that decision of the voter when they're going to exercise their franchise? Is it for clean governance, or is it for traditional voting for the ADMK or the DMK?
Madam, actually, I'm not for any party. Actually, I'm not going to say my point from the educated person's point of view. See, there are so many, if you see the percentage of the people, reality, the major percentage is below poverty line. When any government is elected, no, their plans are not going to the deep-rooted level, that is under the poverty line people. So this is the time where they can encash everything. It is their money. They are entitled to get, whether it is in the form of cash or kind, from the political party. It is not their money they are giving.
Right.
They are getting their own money. So it is not at all bribing. It is so unfortunate that in at least
I'd like to bring Mr. Mani especially on this. Mr. Mani, this is very, see, the voices that we are getting is very clear. And the fact is that it's public money that is again being given back to the public. It is their own money that is being distributed. But at the end of the day, what is being asked is, when you're talking about prohibition, looking at various types of bribing the voters, end of the day, a voter wants clean governance. End of the day, they want policies that will help them. But do you see that in reality happening?
No, this is actually saying that people's money is coming back to them. After all, it is bribe money. Is actually, I'm sorry to say, it's a cynical view. You can't look at the things from that angle. And please don't confuse freebies with cash forwards. Freebies, it's a totally different topic. There are certain inevitable freebies, and there are several, unavoidable freebies. Let us not confuse freebies with cash forwards. Cash forwards is a genuine problem in Tamil Nadu. In fact, that's why I'm telling you, the responsibility is not solely lies with the Election Commission. Former Election Commissioner Gopal Swamy repeatedly says that you allow the political parties and the ruling class to generate black money for 4 years and 10 months. And at the end of the day, for last 2 months, you want the Election Commission, the police to control it. So it's a systemic problem. The issue is very deep. Why this cash for money flow votes issue is not in other states? Why it is only in Tamil Nadu? So it calls for a deeper debate. But under any circumstances, you cannot justify people accepting bribes or political parties giving bribes. This is very dangerous.
Well, it definitely calls for a deeper debate. It also calls for deeper investigation and also for cleaner politics. That's all we have on this show this evening. Do remember that you have to exercise your franchise. Remember to vote, but always say no to vote. All this, and we'll continue to track this on Up South entirely till the end of elections in Tamil Nadu and in Kerala, which is the 2 southern states that are going to elections only here on Up South. Thanks for watching.